Alrighty.
What up, cocksuckers?
Okay.
It's Monday morning. You gotta do a shot of tequila.
Are you
a
doing
bump
a
of cocaine.
Joey Diaz right
Yeah,
now?
dude. Come on. I love Joey Diaz, bro.
He's awesome. He hypes me up, dude, for
dude.
life. Yeah.
You ever met somebody and they don't do nothing? You gotta do something. You gotta like feet or something.
That's crazy.
Bro.
Do you like feet?
Yeah, I think a feet. UK. I don't like feet, but I can appreciate a good foot. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, there's people out there who are obsessed with it. Like,
yeah, I'm not obsessed.
unhealthy, like,
But
or
you
healthy,
never,
whatever. You can enjoy what you like, you know.
You never been doing the tango, doing the dirty tango, and a couple feet get in the mix? You never did that?
Virgin.
You're a foot virgin.
I'm a virgin.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
You're saving yourself for marriage?
Absolutely.
You're saving yourself for Jesus?
That's a weird way of putting it because it's not like I'm trying to.
Jesus is the only partner I need.
Right. All right.
It's a Chocolate Cowboys podcast where the good times always last. So grab your white monster and watch them ponder. It's a Chocolate Cowboys podcast. A couple of buddies who think they're funny. Are they brothers or do they have feelings for each other? It's a Chocolate Cowboys podcast.
What's up, Chocolate Cowboys? How you doing?
I'm starting
How
it
we
now.
doing? No,
No, we'll leave it in. We'll leave it in. Yeah, we'll leave it in.
Well,
We'll
how
leave
we
it in. Dude, I want to apologize.
Yeah, public apology.
Yeah. We wanted to post an episode last week.
we tried so
We
hard.
tried. We filmed, a 3.5 hour pod actually.
It was long.
But about
The long way.
13 minutes of it was usable. The rest
Yeah.
was
Incoherency.
yeah. So what we'd like to do is to loosen up before we start the pods. We'll have, we'll do a shot.
Get loose.
We'll do a shot, and we were like, let's do soju. It's not that much, alcohol, whatever. We got the kind that was like sugar free, so it's like
Yeah.
okay, it's cool,
Healthy.
Yeah, we just drank the bottle, and
Everything.
we were doing these little cocktails with it, and then we just drank too many of them, and what I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say is that we got plastered.
We got so wasted.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
But in a safe space, just in case the police are listening or whatever. I don't know what. Like,
we don't do this podcast driving. Why would the police care?
All right, yeah, it's true. I don't know. I'm scared of the cops, dude. To be honest,
in general.
Are you
ACAB?
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, yeah, no, I wouldn't say so. I have friends who are cops, and they're nice people. I don't think that they're bad guys or anything like that. But like, cops have like screamed at me before. Like one time, I got pulled over for speeding, and the cop just started yelling and like screaming at me. Like I thought they asked you like, why were you speeding? I was like 10 kilometers over the speed limit.
That guy's wife hasn't touched his penis in years.
Yeah,
probably.
maybe.
So that's the issue. I think most cops are just power tripping.
So you're a cab.
I'm not ACAB. I'm like
You're the guy that like when you're
MACAB.
at the bar.
Most cops are bad.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. I don't understand the abbreviation.
I don't either.
But like, so the guy, yeah, he actually ended up letting me off with a warning because it was only like 10 kilometers
Yeah,
over
because
the
he
speed
needed to
limit.
blow off steam, and he.
But I was
picked a
like,
small brown man.
That's why I was confused. I was like, he was actually small brown man too, and like. That's why I was so confused because like I wasn't even like I don't go crazy speeds, like I was like 10 kilometers over, and I guess it was just like an area where there was a cop, right, and he was just like making sure it was safe, and then like he just immediately like was like, you don't even try to slow down when you see me, and because I was just kind of like, sorry man, I thought like 10 over is not that big a deal or whatever, and I was trying to say that, but he just kept screaming at me. He goes back to his car with my license, comes back, he's like, listen, I'm just gonna let you off with a warning, okay? I need you to drive safer. Yeah,
because he realized his wife's infidelity isn't your fault.
Dude, why are you always beefing with the police?
Dude, I'm not.
You're literally that guy at the bar when the cops come in or the cops are standing outside the end of the night. You're like, why are the cops here? And you're just like saying it to the cop.
Yeah. Yeah. What?
Dude, you just gotta mind your own business, man. Those guys.
What are they gonna do?
Those guys are there to arrest somebody, dude.
Okay, arrest me. I'll get a payout. That's my fucking.
All right.
That's how I think about it. I don't go out of my way to be an asshole to cops, but I feel like the cops go
when you're
out of their way
drinking,
to be an asshole to everybody.
you like conflict.
That's not true. Everybody likes conflict when they're drunk.
No, I don't. You're a big like public conflict guy. I hate public conflicts. I hate like public incidents. You're a big public incident guy. You love when like you're yelling at someone and they're yelling at you and like everyone's watching and it makes you so happy.
It tickles.
There's like a part of there's
body.
a part of you that's like, I need this.
No, but you like riling up everybody in secret when that happens. You go, yo, fucking girls, we gotta get there.
No, absolutely not.
100%.
No, dude.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
No, dude. I sit back at my own business.
No,
Every time shit hits the fan, I'm like, okay, if like, you know, if I need to intervene, I will, but I will just wait and just
No, if something
this.
happens, if we're
I
at like
should
a
not
bar
enjoy
or
it.
something and some guy bumps into one of our friends, he's like, yo, you gonna let that guy fucking do
No,
that to you, bro?
no, I don't do that.
Yes, you will.
No.
Yeah, you'd be like, yo, if that was me, I'd have fucked that guy up.
No, I don't push. You're blaming me.
You push violence on people.
I don't push
and then
you guys to do that.
I'm so impressionable. I go, yeah, fuck that guy, bro. Yeah, dude, I should have fucked that guy up.
I don't do that at all.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely no. I tell you to let it go. I'm like, dude, listen, I'll apologize to him. You know, even though he bumped into you, I'll apologize to him, dude, so we can just avoid conflict. I'm a peacemaker. Yeah. You're a degenerate.
Says you pressured me into drinking. We couldn't have a whole podcast last
I
week.
didn't pressure you. You're a grown man. Don't say I pressured you into drinking on the pod last time. That's not true at all.
Dude,
you like to get into conflict with public property when you're drunk, dude. Don't even try and act like I'm the voice in your head, dude.
Conflict with public property.
Dude. You beef with public property when you're drunk. You're like, this is my tax money. I should be able to take this home. Like, dude, it's a stop sign. People are not going to stop now because of you.
You know what I realized? Stop signs are really easy to take apart. If you got a
Just a couple bolts.
10 millimeter and a impact driver, you take one home, dude.
How many stop signs? How many street signs do you have in your house right now? As we speak?
I did have a lot, and then I moved out, and my fiance didn't let me have any of them. I had so many different pylons at my house, like the orange pylons. I had them from
building
each
a fort?
city, bro. I have
crazy.
from Surrey, Langley, Vancouver, Coquitlam. I just need a
do you
Maple
technically
Ridge.
pay taxes in all of those
No,
communities?
no. I just
Technically, you only live in one city, dude. I don't think you're owed. Technically, I don't think you're owed any of them. I'm trying to rationalize it.
Technically, you don't.
Technically, if you pay taxes for a pylon, you can take the pylon.
That should be the way it is, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you know
Yeah,
what?
I paid
support
taxes
you.
at schools. I could take it. What?
What did you say?
What?
Taxes at what?
Schools?
Is that what you do?
Well, your taxes go to building schools. Public
So
schools.
you're saying you can take whatever you want from a public school?
I mean, if the shoe fits, right?
Oh my god!
What would you take from
What
a
size are the
public-
shoes? I don't know what you're
Children's
alluding.
nines.
How did it take this turn, dude? No, but I think what I was
don't know.
trying to say is that you like public incidents. You like to get into like you know, you're like, hey, you're a Karen, and I'm gonna, you know, you like doing that kind of stuff.
I think where I would shine the best is like coercing. Oh, we gotta buzz that out, but coercing. Right?
PDF files.
Yes, that's what I said. Into like talking to a quote unquote underage child and then going and confronting them in public. I feel like I would be great at that.
Yeah, I feel like you like calling people out. That's like your thing.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
think
your
I like that.
Big calling people out guy, even if you're wrong.
Yeah, but you could be right when you're wrong.
True.
Right?
Yeah, dude, I hate it. I get so uncomfortable. Like, it
You hate
bothers
calling
me.
out people who like kids?
No, just public conflict.
Oh.
Like, I hate like getting into.
Even if the guy liked kids?
No, I'm not using your specific example. I just mean in general, like, you know, like you like to get into public arguments is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, dude, one time at Costco, okay, you know how long it takes to get a parking spot at Costco?
Yeah.
Very long time, especially on the weekend. So I'm driving. I'm just like waiting in the gas line, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lady moving into a parking spot in the Costco, and this guy in a fucking Rivian rips up and takes the spot from her.
Yeah.
And then he's like getting out, and she's like, "Hey, I was waiting for that spot," and he's like yelling at her. And then so I'm like, "Fuck that!" I roll my window. I'm like, "Hey, that's fucked up, dude. She was waiting for that fucking spot. Don't take the spot."
Yeah.
He's like, I've been driving around here for 45 minutes. I'm like, it doesn't matter. You didn't get to the spot first.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, if I get it out of this car, you don't want to know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. And then the lady like rolled her window down. She's like, it's okay. I'm going to go find another spot. But then I was ready to hop out of my fucking car, dude.
Yeah. See, like, I wouldn't do that.
Random lady spot.
Like, I get the injustice there. I feel bad for the lady, but like I would have been like, I gotta find a parking spot too. You like
I
that.
was in
You're like Superman
No.
in that situation.
I'm
You're
like I don't like the way you used white in that sentence.
No, but I get what you're saying. I don't
know. That was fucked up. I thought it was fucked up.
No, I agree.
I thought I should have said something.
It's
so.
good, man. Speak up when no one's stopping you. You know, you got free speech or whatever. So
not in Canada.
That's
dude.
good. All right. Well.
You can't say anything about the BLT people.
Bacon, lettuce, tomato?
Yes.
All right. No, dude, I got into some public argument. I got into a public argument on last week.
Yeah.
And I felt super uncomfortable afterwards because I hate that.
Was it you were yelling at children or?
No.
I don't know. I'm just assuming those are the only people you'd have public arguments with.
Dude,
what happened?
No, so... Like, I was just sitting at a cafe with my fiance and my dog.
Oh, yeah?
And, like, an older couple walked by, and my dog, like, barked at them.
Oh, yeah?
And, like, my dog isn't, like, unpredictable or anything like that, or, like...
But she can sense evil when she sees
Yeah, she's, like... She's not, like... Yeah, she's not, like, reactive or anything, but, like, you know, if she sees another dog, she'll just bark. But, like, she's friendly. But she is a Rottweiler, so like
she looks terrifying.
I can understand if people are like scared. So like sometimes she barks, I'll just like apologize and then like I pull her back or whatever, and then you'd see her like wagging her tail and everything. So usually people are pretty chill, but this guy like started like swearing at us.
Really?
Yeah,
like an old guy.
He was like probably like in his 70s or something like that.
Well, come on, man.
And like so like I pulled my dog back. I was like sorry. Like it was like kind of like a narrow sidewalk, so I understand they were kind of startled.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, I apologize. He started swearing at me. I'm like, whatever. Like, you know, he moved on. Then he walked down a little bit further and then he turned around and it just like kept like it was just like enough time had passed where this incident was gone. And then he like turned around like further down and just kept swearing. He's like, you know, like what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, are you fucking serious? And like I was just like, what? And like the other people were in the area and have seen her that during that time, right? And like they were walking up to her, saying hi to her. So everyone was kind of just like whatever, like surprised. And I was like, oh, whatever, I'll let it go. And then coincidentally, my fiance and my dog and I were all walking in the same direction as them. So he was like always like a block away from us, but he kept turning around and swearing at us as we were walking in that same direction. And so like second time, I'm like, whatever. He's like crossing the street and just like staring at us the whole time as he's crossing the street and like swearing at us. And I'm like, whatever. And then we go into the pet store, come out of the pet store, and they happen to be in the parking lot of the pet store, walking by again. And then he's swearing and like walking away. So this time I was like, okay, this is getting ridiculous. Like, so I started walking up to him, and I was like, dude, like, what's your problem? Like, I don't start swearing and like getting all like real like tough or whatever. I was just like, why do you keep swearing at us? We're just minding our own business. I get my dog barked to you, but like, she's not saying anything to you now, and you won't let it go. Like, do you have something? Like, do you have a problem? And he ran away. He just started booking it because I guess now it looked like some like guy was chasing him with his Rottweiler, which I wasn't doing. I was like, "Why are you running away?" And like everything I said sounded like I was beefing with him. Why are you running away from me now? Like, come back here and talk to me. And he just booked it, and that was crazy. I didn't know a 7-year-old man could run that fast, but. Yeah, then like people in the parking lot were like,
he probably died right after.
Yeah, people in the parking lot were like, "Is everything okay?" And I was like, "I don't know." That guy keeps swearing at me. Thankfully, everyone was on my side. They didn't have context, and it was the first time like a group of white people were just automatically on my side.
Was it an old white that was yelling at you?
Yeah, and then like these are like middle-aged white people, and they were like, "Oh, are you okay? Like, what did that old guy say?" They assumed that I was in the right, which was, is this white privilege?
Yeah, I think you had definitely have white privilege for sure.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
I love it because it's like I'm there in sweatpants and a hoodie with a Rottweiler yelling at an old white guy, and everyone thought I was in the right. Like, that's racism doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I would also cross the street if I saw you, though. But so if I didn't know you and I saw you, I would cross the street.
You're unjustifiably scared of dogs.
No, I'm unjustifiably scared of you.
Okay.
Brown people.
All right. You're brown. Dude, what did that guy say? Friendly fire will not be tolerated. Most people think
I love
you're
brown people.
from Surrey, dude. Come on.
I love brown people.
Most people think that you're Punjabi, so just embrace it.
That's unfortunate, but yeah, whatever.
That's crazy. Oh man,
I'd rather be freaking Nepalese before I was.
dude, what's going on in Nepal?
Dude, I don't know, but that guy's hyping me up, bro.
Dude, should I play a little
Yeah, play
just
the
to
clip.
give people
We'll try to clip it in the thing.
context? Yeah. Okay, hold on. I sent it to you a little while ago. Okay. All right, so I'll play it here and then I'll just actually clip it afterwards. But so there's this speech going around the internet of this little kid, or not little, whatever, he's probably like 13-year-old kid who's saying a speech at school, and he's talking about the people of Nepal.
He's like the
and
head
everything.
boy of some.
Yeah, and he's saying a really inspiring speech, and I just want to play this for you guys, and you just let me know who he sounds like.
Our ancestors shed their blood to give us this nation. We cannot sell it. We cannot lose it. Now we must decide. Will we drown in the darkness of despair or rise at the sun of hope? Will we change the fate of this nation or will we let it remain in shackles? King Birendra once said, even if I die, shall my country live on?
Dude, that's the second speech I've heard from this guy.
Yeah. Oh, that's not even
He's done a speech before this.
Yeah, it gave me goosebumps, but not in an inspiring way. And
Dude, I was inspired.
Dude, the caption on that video is "Bro respawned in the wrong server," because now you guys have heard the clip or you've seen it. You can see that there's a little bit of a voice in there that's kind of creeping out. But what are the circumstances of Nepal right now? Why is he rallying the country? What's going on? I don't know,
man. But
just
I'm
chilling.
Yeah. Whatever art school he applies to, just fucking accept him. Just accept him.
Yeah, if that kid paints, just let him in.
Let him paint, bro.
Yeah,
let him paint.
Let him do some art, dude. Yeah, that's crazy.
Let him paint, because world domination's the next thing.
What did you think someone from Nepal would sound like speaking English?
Definitely not that, bro.
Is that a Nepalese accent?
No, definitely not.
Nepalese?
Nepali?
Because I don't think their accents sound like that.
Definitely not, dude. No, it's very Indian-like.
I thought it would be more Indian-like, but that
guy sounded like...
He sounded like German.
He sounded like he could invade France in 4 days. That's what he sounded like.
He sounded Austrian adjacent.
He sounded like he wanted to split Poland with Russia, bro. That's what he sounded like.
Sounded like, dude. But more power to that kid. I mean, yeah.
Wait, what?
He's definitely got a very inspiring voice.
Yo,
I don't know how to word this. I don't know, dude.
Bro, you know what I realized, dude? Is that the context of why you lift your arm really does matter. The hail thing, right?
The direction that you lift your arm.
Dude, even the amount of fingers that are up. Because if you think about it, the Hunger Games was all Nazis. But they just had 3 fingers up, so we let them pass.
It was 3 fingers?
Yeah.
It was 2 fingers.
That one?
That was crazy.
Yeah.
You remember that?
100%.
You were on that was the right tone and everything like that. That was
I just thought about it though, because they had the 3 fingers up. Then they were good with that. If you had the 5, you're looking to invade Britain via air and sea.
That's crazy. Yeah, dude.
You're
just one hand gesture away from a blitzkrieg. Is that what you're saying?
All I'm saying is, if Elon Musk had 3 fingers up, all the fangirls would have loved him.
The people who liked Hunger Games?
Yeah. All the Hunger Games fangirls would have loved him.
Yeah, there's no justification for that. And
for Elon Musk?
Yeah, there was no...
You can't... I mean? Could you blame it on autism, do you think?
That's what people are trying to do, but you just can't, dude. You just can't. I don't think those two things go hand in hand.
Yeah, no, I don't think autism makes you want to roll through Belgium, dude. I don't think it makes you
want to... You've made so many World War II references. Dude, we get it. You know all the geography of World War II, man.
I don't think...
Come on.
I don't think autism makes you want to blow up the dikes in Netherlands. You thought I was going somewhere else with that.
I was going to let you finish. I was like, I got to let him land on it. No, I was saying there's a new video game that's out. The Fallout games?
Yeah.
So they're about nuclear aftermath or whatever, or post-apocalyptic. There's this game called Atomfall, and it came out a couple weeks ago, and it's like a nuclear aftermath, kind of like Fallout video game, but it takes place as if a nuke landed in the 60s. So it's like a nuclear wasteland, but it's in the 60s. So technology is only advanced as far as the 60s, but now you're in a you know, post-apocalyptic world. So it's like
Isn't
I
that
feel like
Fallout
that's
too?
Fallout, but Fallout, like, yeah, so like it drops in a certain time period, but then like when you're in the game, it's advanced far into the future. So I think this game, it like takes place in the 60s, which I think is really interesting. And maybe it's not unique. Maybe one of the other Fallout games does take place in that kind of time period. But I'm really excited to play that game. I think it'll be really cool.
Yeah.
Do you think you would get into gaming eventually? You're not like a big video game guy.
No, I'm not. But I've been playing this one game called Manor Lords.
Go ahead. Explain to the people what it is.
Dude, Manor Lords is a game where you're a medieval manor lord, and you have to build a city.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Civilization, but a lot better. I'm not gonna keep talking about this because now I feel like a nerd. But
It's not. It's cool, man. It's
shut
cool to
up,
be in a
dude.
video
No,
game.
it's not.
Yeah, it is, dude.
No, I've been playing that. My fiance hates that I play that game.
You could be like an alcoholic. You could have a gambling addiction. Playing video games is like a nice thing for your partner.
Yeah, but what
to
happens
be
if I
into.
have all of those?
A gambling addiction, alcoholism, and you like video games?
Yeah.
Then you would be a streamer. Then you'd be rich. Dude. You'd have some money, dude. That's all. Yeah. Is it weird, like how I feel like I haven't seen advertisement for gambling as much as I have in the past year?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. What
It's just-
legislation changed that made gambling
Yeah.
okay?
It's just shot up so much. Like every single podcast is sponsored by it. Every single streamer has a freaking gambling sponsorship.
Yeah.
Like steak has taken over the world.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
I wasn't going to say the name because I'm hoping they would sponsor us, but hey. Hey, this podcast brought to you by
Yeah, speaking of steak,
your first $100 they'll match for free.
That's crazy. What type of company would sponsor us? You think just like a local Indian restaurant?
Yo, shout out. So good,
You
actually.
give away our location like that?
What?
That's one specific Indian restaurant that we live near, dude.
Yeah, okay.
I'm bleeping everything out.
Are they gonna find us after?
Dude, I'm not.
They're gonna backtrack.
After the Richmond thing, I'm not alluding to anywhere we might live. Dude. Are you kidding me? All of this is getting cut out.
You're
dude.
crazy, dude.
No, but like, yeah. Yeah, I gotta remember what time that part is. Okay.
Tasty Indian Bistro, fire.
Yeah.
What's that one with the buffet? Right by Tasty.
A lot of them have buffets.
No, it's right across. It's like right on the same street as Tasty. Tandoori Flame, bro. That's fire. Give it a watch. Give it a look.
What are you
Give
saying?
it a taste, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like what type of company would sponsor it. I feel like we're chocolate cowboys, so like maybe like a
Maybe some.
hunting supply store. Dude, if we had a Cabela sponsorship, is that still a thing, or is it? No, it's Bass Pro Shop now.
It's Bass Pro Shop in Canada, but they still have Cabela's in the States.
Okay, a Bass Pro Shop sponsorship would be
Dude,
sick.
I love Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah.
Going in there makes me feel like I could be white.
All right.
Not that I want to be, but it's like, hey, if you wear enough gear,
Yeah.
we'll let you pass.
Yeah, dude, it just hypes me up going in there. You see all like the different like guns that they have and like the history of them. There's that little room. You see that little room, the little side room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I also love going to a Indian sweet shop, get some jalebis, dude. I live off of jalebis, bro.
That's a lot of sugar, dude.
It's too much sugar. That's why
that's
we all
crazy.
have diabetes.
Yeah.
It's because our sweets are just sugar boiled.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how it's made.
Me neither.
figure
I'm
it
not Punjabi, so I don't know about that. But Sri Lankan sweets are less sweet.
Okay.
We're tasty and don't have diabetes all the time. We use a lot of coconut too. We're just healthy all over.
All right. Arguing with the wrong guy about this. I'm Canadian. Yeah.
So I see you're flexing on us with some ice, dude. I see.
Yeah,
you're
dude.
doing
After that video got 240,000 views, I bought a rollie. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yo, the ad revenue was
No, this
crazy.
is actually. I really like this watch. It's a Japanese Seiko. Like it's from Japan. It was imported. My fiance got it for me for Christmas.
Wow.
It's got a green face. I really like it. I like vintage. I'm gonna wear this on my wedding.
Oh yeah.
I like
Nice.
green face. Green's my favorite color. I got her AirPods.
Oh yeah.
So we know who the thoughtful one is.
Yeah,
in
for
our
sure. That was
relationship.
insane.
Yeah.
My
AirPods
fiance.
are expensive. AirPod Pro
Sure,
Maxes,
sure. But like, you could have done something like
more thoughtful.
get her a waifu or something, you know? No.
We've got a friend,
Yeah. We
and we went to his house for the first time. Like
First of all, his birthday party was at a karaoke bar. So that's...
we're just going to preface this by
Yeah.
saying he's from South America. So, I don't know how he got a hold
Why did you want to say the name?
I don't know how he got a hold of all that content, but his house is covered in anime posters. He's engaged. He lives with his fiance, and they both have anime breasts all over their house. It's not like to say a One Piece poster or something. It's just anime women with
Yoni
large
parks
breasts
all over the place, bro.
And they were both like, "Yeah, this is what we like. This is just what we have around our house." That was a crazy experience. As an adult, bro, that's crazy.
Some people have flowers. Some
Yeah.
people have books. Some people have puzzles. They have Yomi parks everywhere.
Yeah, dude. Whatever makes them happy, though. I'm not judging.
I am.
I'm not judging, but I was uncomfortable for sure. That was crazy.
I love. That guy's fucking crazy.
I can't say it. Yeah, it is what it is, man.
Everybody listening knows who we're talking about because nobody listens that doesn't know us.
Yeah. The people who are like this deep into the pod right now, like they know who we're talking about, and yeah, his house looks exactly what you think it looks like. yeah, that's crazy, dude. What does your place look like? Because I helped you move in, but I haven't actually visited you. Like,
You haven't been?
what kind of style would you say your
I don't know. It's
apartment
very
is?
basic, dude.
Yeah.
I also don't really like our apartment because it's just like a shoebox. You know what I'm saying? It's not good for people having people over.
Oh, it's pretty small.
Yeah. Well, it's like
I
just
liked it.
narrow.
Yeah,
Like it's just narrow. It's not great for having people
entertaining.
over. And, I like having people over. So
Yeah,
It's
you can
sick.
invite people over here. I'll let
At
you
your
use my
house?
apartment. Yeah,
Alright,
yeah.
alright, cool.
No problem, dude. I love having people over. I need to do some. I've been trying to do some light to heavy day drinking on my balcony today.
Dude, it's a beautiful day. It's a
Yeah.
perfect day for it.
It's a
We're
really
getting
nice day
started, too.
today. What are we talking about, dude? How nice of a day it is outside? Like, we need to talk about something good, dude.
Yeah,
we
what
need
are
to
we,
meet for this
middle-aged
goddamn
white women?
podcast, dude. We disappointed everyone last week by not posting it, and we're going to talk about this bullshit today.
No, definitely not.
Talk to me about Mark Carney, dude.
Dude, Mark Carney's going on a tear right now, dude. That guy might...
Dude, we got an election coming up in weeks, dude. Within a couple weeks.
Dude, Pierre's cooked. Pierre's cooked. No chance.
You genuinely believe that?
I think so.
Why?
I don't know. I think people forgot that the liberals did this to us.
And now they're like, oh, look, they took carbon tax away. We're all going to...
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Carney's the answer to the problem, but I don't know. The liberals kind of did this to us, right? They abused the system crazy, like with the students and like having cheap labor come into the country. Then they like fucked up the issue before COVID was we didn't have enough labor, right? So instead of the like big corporations or companies like at Superstore or like Loblaws or like McDonald's, these places offering better wages to entice people to take these lower paying jobs or like lower skill jobs, instead of offering better wages, they just lobbied the government into bringing in millions of like people who would work for low wages.
Right.
And then as soon as they didn't need them anymore, sent them back, right? Like, I feel like we do make a lot of jokes about Indian people, which is like, funny every once in a while, but like they were taken advantage of by the government. Like they were brought here to like work menial jobs and then just like kind of like strung out to dry as soon as we didn't need them anymore. So like kind of a shitty situation for them, right? Like they go to a different country where they think they can make a better life for themselves and like their family, and then as soon as like they become useless, like just fucking
but do you feel like that did happen for most of them, or do you feel like some people came here and they just kind of took advantage of the different type of system that we had and didn't actually like contribute as much, and now they're going back after they realize like, oh, I didn't actually make the effort to build a life for myself here. I just kind of coasted, and now I got to go back, and I'm like, oh fuck, I don't have anything to show for it.
Well, the thing is like there's something I think we need to like keep in mind is that like whenever we talk about situations like this, no one's ever giving something to another person, right?
Right.
Like if like I don't know, in the early days of Canada when Manitoba was getting, developed, it's not like we were just giving land to Ukrainians, right?
Right.
Like Ukrainians were coming here to work the land because they couldn't do that at home.
Yeah.
And so now they have property, they have a place that they can call home, and the Canadian government is getting a developed like prairie province.
Right. Okay.
Right. So both people are getting it, like taking advantage of each other. Right.
Right.
So like the Canadian government needed low wage workers. Like for the most part, Indian students came and did that. And then now, like, I don't know, if you came later in the years, obviously you get taken advantage of a little bit more. Now they're sending them back en masse because they're like, oh, well, we don't need you anymore.
Right. I get what you're
Right?
saying.
Like,
Yeah.
so, like, both sides are taking advantage, but then when one side's like, at this point, Canada's just like, yeah, fuck it, we don't need them. And, like, instead of doing this in a smarter way.
Right.
And, like, also, the Canadian government took advantage of the Canadian people, too, right? Like, there are plenty of people who were like, I would work a lower skill job. Yeah. Just it won't pay my bills.
Right.
I need to pay my bills.
Right.
So instead of these large companies being like, okay, well, we'll pay you guys like wages that can sustain life.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck it, send us
Right.
a bunch of Indian kids.
Right. Which sounds very capitalist. It doesn't sound like something like a liberal government would do.
Well, the thing is, the
liberal
liberal government is
would-
technically like a capitalist government. It should be. But
Yeah, but like it's interesting because you wouldn't like the general like people would generally not believe that. They would think, oh, well, that's something that conservatives would do. It's like obviously it's like the businesses should be able to pay people whatever they want to, and they could just bring in whoever they want to work for them. That doesn't sound like, oh, if I'm voting in a liberal government that is gonna give us a higher minimum wage, and they're gonna they're gonna give us like things from the government that make it easier for us to live. It doesn't sound like that's something that they would do, but that's something that the liberal government did.
Yeah, exactly.
Do people know that? I feel like that's something that's misconstrued.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I think I watched this guy on YouTube. His name is Russell something, but he said it the best. I think like in Canada we live in like a faux capitalist society, right? Like capitalism really works when it works for the big corporations.
Yeah.
And they go, no, government can't overstep this. We live in a capitalist society.
Right.
Like government needs to stay in its place. And then as soon as capitalism doesn't work for corporations, because oftentimes like it doesn't work for corporations, right? Like you're out on a limb, you're kind of like all of a sudden the markets start going down.
Yeah.
You have to start paying people labor more to get people to work in your places. Then they go, oh, government needs to step in to like help us because right. So anyways, that's like my rant for today. Like I'm just like disappointed that the liberals did that, and then we're just kind of giving them a blank check to like it's okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah, but
and
would
like,
the conservatives solve that problem?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know that the conservatives will solve that problem, but I think like I don't know. It's always like an interesting like dilemma because the one solution isn't the same solution all the time, right?
Right.
Like what worked in the 40s and 50s isn't going to work today. What worked like 10 years ago may not necessarily work today. So like we just need to have people with new ideas come into,
Yeah, but I think that's tough because those new ideas can be so unfamiliar to people, and usually that's what causes people to not support. You know, like we're scared of what we don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
And
well, I mean, like I think most Canadians would be okay with like a certain variety of carbon tax, right? Like I think we like, well, maybe not carbon tax, but like just a general idea that Canadians want to keep a greener planet. I believe that's true.
Sure. Yeah.
I believe like most Canadians will be like, yeah, why not? If we can save the environment, let's fucking do it when we can.
Yeah, and I think we all like. I mean, this is definitely true for BC. It's like we have such like probably like the most beautiful province in the entire world.
Dude, yeah.
British Columbia is beautiful. Like the forests, the mountains, the lakes, everything is so beautiful here. Yeah. And I think people do value that. Yeah. And so they don't mind doing what they can to help conservation and, keeping that, in existence. And they don't want to necessarily tear it all down, but they just want it to be rational.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. And Canada from coast to coast is beautiful. Like you go East Coast, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Ontario's
the cliffs in
got
Newfoundland, everything like that.
Yeah, Ontario's got some really, really nice places within the province. We're not talking about Brampton, bro. Don't worry.
I've seen some pictures of
Ontario.
Yeah, and it just looks like Detroit.
You think so?
Well, it's like, I mean, maybe I'm looking at like the more cities. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like where would I move? You know, so I'm like looking at Ontario because like I would like to be closer to like a particular state that I might like to travel to. That'd be nice to like live close to like Chicago or like live.
So
close.
you went Illinois, Michigan. That's what you want to go, and that's where you want to go.
What?
You said you wanted to be close to a state you'd like to travel to.
Yeah.
So you said Illinois, Michigan, the two states that are closest to.
Not the Michigan part, but Illinois. Yeah, Chicago. I like Chicago.
You think Illinois is a beautiful place?
Chicago is nice. It's not beautiful like nature wise. I'm saying like a place I'd like to travel to. I'm making two different points about that.
Okay.
So I'm saying I was looking at the cities that would be in Ontario that I could live in, and I was like, they just look like cities in Detroit. Like it looks kind of depressing. Like a lot of like
urban sprawl.
Yeah, it's like just like kind of like a lot of square buildings, right? Like, you know, like if you look at a place like Quebec, like it has like all these old buildings. It looks a lot more like beautiful to like live in.
Yeah.
Whereas like
French people. So.
Yeah. But like in Ontario, a lot of it's like, I mean, not aside from like Ottawa, like some of these other places. I mean, even in Ottawa, it has like a lot of like newer developments that just don't look that nice.
Yeah.
And I feel like over here we have a lot of that too. So it's kind of like ugly in a lot of places.
Bro, what happened, dude?
Yeah.
We have so much self-expression nowadays. We can't put that into architecture anymore.
Yeah. Like what the heck? Why is everything gray?
Why is everything so nasty looking?
Yeah.
Back in the day, everyone was straight and had the same ethnicity and haircut. Now we have so many different people. We can't make cool buildings, dude.
Yeah, like it's like a reverse. Like before, our buildings were cool and all the people looked the same, and now all the people look different and the buildings look the same. Yeah, that's crazy. No, that's true, dude. Yeah, I wish cars were more unique and cool and fun, like affordable cars. Obviously, it's like I don't know. Yeah, I think I want to live somewhere that like that's why I always say like Scotland would be beautiful because Scotland has maintained its history where you live.
That's because that's
so
the only
nice.
thing Scotland has going for it, dude. Is its history.
Don't disrespect my country.
Whoa. that actually...
Dude, do you think they would accept me?
That fucked me up, dude. Yeah, definitely. There's so many brown people in Scotland.
Right, I feel like we talked about this before.
Yeah, we did.
But, yeah, dude, I know. I just want to live somewhere where that looks nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck the politics or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah,
dude,
we're cooked. It's...
Yeah, dude.
I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, but you know what? The Liberals have been in charge for 10 years, and I've had a pretty decent life, so it doesn't matter to me.
I haven't, but that's my fault. Like, it's so hard because I feel like so many people are upset about their circumstance because of like the government. They're like, oh, like this and like if
taxes will fuck you up.
Yeah, taxes and this and that, and I'm like, I fucked up my life a little. Like,
that was all on my own.
Yeah,
bro.
I was like, I didn't need the government to help me fuck up my life, dude. But hey, if I got all the money I paid in taxes back, I'd probably resolve my problems.
Dude, you went to school for what?
All right, we don't talk about this.
Yeah.
Degrees don't matter, though. Degrees don't matter.
No, they don't. But you went to film school, dude. That was...
I have a degree in film. I didn't go to film school. I went to an actual university, and I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree, which is hard to get into. It's harder than a normal program. Only a few people get into those fine arts programs,
So
first of all.
You can watch, like, The Lord of the Rings and tell me what Peter Jackson was
You know what's
really
actually
saying?
crazy? I never got along with people who were super, like, judgmental about movie shit. Like, I went in there thinking, like, I'll get a degree. I'll be able to make, like, a Fast and Furious type of movie. People who are in film school don't like Fast and Furious.
No.
That's crazy. They don't like the Avengers movies. They don't
What?
like any Marvel movies.
They don't like masterpieces?
No, yeah. So they think that like, I mean, this was just where I was. Like, they think like the more like intricate like experimental films where there's just randomly like, you know, like a genocide and then like someone like lighting a cigarette and then like another scene is like a, you know, like a dog dying and then the next scene is like a dance. You know, it's like real like none of it makes sense and they're like, it's just so powerful. And they'll see freaking Tony Stark say, I am Iron Man and snap his fingers.
Bro, and not feel anything?
And they will be like, oh, this sucks, dude. They're like, these movies all suck. And I'm like, dude, they made like $3 billion each movie. And they're like, yeah, but box office success doesn't mean that it's a good movie. And I'm like, what kind of Dr. Seuss world are you in? I was like, yeah, dude, that's what I realized. I was like, I'm not going to be successful in this.
Yo,
school.
Well, no,
I didn't get along with anybody in film school.
That's super terrible.
And they just like, I don't know. I don't like the weird experimental shit, you know? I just
Yeah.
wanted to make like an action movie or something. Like
Yeah.
I thought I could get a degree and then make myself the next, you know, like Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's impossible.
Impossible.
Nobody wants to see me lead it.
Definitely not. No.
But there was an action movie with a brown guy. It was called Monkey Man.
I love that guy. That actor's so cool, dude.
I never saw the movie, but like he's like an Indian John Wick.
Yeah.
And is he like very Indian in that movie?
Dude, he's super Indian. So, okay, that's one thing that I've always like. I've never been the type of person who's like, oh, you need to see like people of your ethnicity in film. But what I didn't want to see was the fucking archetype brown nerd dude in the movie.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm not that guy, and I feel like most brown people aren't that guy.
Yeah.
Like nobody's
We got
this
some cool
nerdy,
browns, yeah.
studious all the time, dude.
Yeah.
But then, yeah,
He's
this
like a
guy came
badass.
around. He looks cool.
Yeah.
He has sex with white girls on screen. I was like, what is happening? This guy is moving brazy.
I
So,
might just cry.
huh?
I might just cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
I have
touched
now
my
I have
heart.
to watch that movie. Listen, you know who else is sick? That Pakistani guy, Kumail Nanjiani.
Oh, yeah.
That guy
yeah.
got jacked, dude.
Dude, he got so jacked.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, oh, he's going to be like that nerdy brown guy again, but he's funny as fuck.
He still has like a voice of like a kind of like funny guy, but
Yeah,
now he's
yeah.
jacked.
Now he's jacked?
Yeah, which is really cool. I wonder if he still is jacked. I haven't seen him in anything for a while.
I don't know, but I need to be on whatever substances he's taking.
Well, he was definitely on test. Like he was
Yeah?
definitely on test. He definitely had some gyno.
Gyno?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yiddies?
Yeah. He was definitely on some tests, probably a little bit of HGH.
Oh, yeah.
He his like
Where can we
whole
get these?
like body shape changed.
Okay, why is this so accessible to rich people, but we can't spend money to get them?
No, it's actually extremely easy to get it in Canada.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm not going to say it on the podcast because you're right. I would be a massive snitch on the pod if I said this
Oh,
thing.
dude, okay.
I'll tell you afterwards.
All right, we go off screen for that one.
Yeah.
Hey,
No, it's actually super easy to get.
if you see me next week just jacked as fuck, you know what
you know what
happened.
happened? Yeah, no, dude, it's actually super easy to get in Canada.
Really?
But yeah.
What's the downside?
Okay, so there's just like you wouldn't necessarily get side effects from like getting it in these places in Canada because most people are getting kind of the same source, I believe, at least you know from the different platforms that I've seen you can get it on. So it's just the general side effects that exist with the medication anyway. So if you're on testosterone replacement therapy, yes, so if you're therapy, if you're on that medication, there's just certain side effects that would exist even if you got it from a doctor. And that's like you're more susceptible to prostate cancer, your sperm count gets dropped to 0. And like these are like side effects that exist within a percentage, right? Like I have friends who've been on test for years and they thought like, oh, like I could never be able to have kids, and they have kids, you know what I mean? And like my buddy has like 3 kids and he was on test for years. And he's like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, it's not like the science isn't so accurate to where the point where as soon as you inject tests, you immediately can't have kids. But like bodybuilders and stuff have kids, you know, like it can happen. But yeah, it would just be the general side effects that exist anyways.
Do the sperms come out like broken? Like, do your kids have mental deficiencies?
That's not a thing. No.
It's just not a thing?
No, it's just supposed to be like, it's artificially producing your testosterone, so your body is like, well, okay, well, we don't need to produce sperm. That's essentially what it's doing, right? So it kind of there's medication you can take with it to then keep your sperm count up, and that's usually medication that would be prescribed to people that have fertility issues.
Okay, can I ask you a crazy question that just popped in my head?
Yeah.
Do you think the people who are like taking, like, okay, I was just thinking about this. The only people that are taking testosterone are like on opposite ends of the political spectrum.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, yeah, awesome, but like opposite ends of the political spectrum.
No, that's not necessarily true. There's definitely bodybuilders that are probably pro LGBT.
I'm not saying that conservatives on the far like further on the right are anti-LGBT.
You're saying that people who take tests are either on one side of politics or the other side of politics.
Yeah.
That's not true, though. What I'm saying is that there's people who are on tests that are that are guys who are bodybuilders.
Name one.
And they're probably supportive.
There's nobody. No.
You're generalizing all bodybuilders to just be like fascists?
No, not fascists. I wouldn't go that far because those guys are on meth. Okay. But no. Like Schwarzenegger.
Well, I hope the audio is clear on that.
Schwartz.
Don't Don't separate it.
I'm not sure.
You know what I'm gonna do to you when I edit it? I'm gonna bleep the second part.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna do that too.
Yeah,
for sure.
but Arnie, Republican. Famous Republican. First Republican governor in California.
Dude, no. There's definitely some like bodybuilders out there who are on test, HGH, and they are, pro LGBT community.
I'm pro LGBT community. I don't think they should, but I would vote for conservatives.
This guy sounds like a fucking faker right now.
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah,
You're about to get me.
Dude, if you vote conservative, you're against anything that's good in the world.
I'm against BLTs.
Speak of the devil.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
No, I don't think that there's a correlation between the two things.
You think so?
Yeah, I think you're crazy.
No, I think there is a heavy correlation between the people who take testosterone and
Their political views.
Either
no,
end of the
dude, you're
spectrum.
crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy, dude. You need help.
Hormone replacement therapy.
I feel like you could benefit from that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like I would benefit from it too.
I think most people would benefit from getting jacked.
Yeah, dude, it would just make your life all like. So I've like my friends who are on test are always like, dude, you shouldn't take it. Like it caused me some problems. Like it caused me some problems with like my heart and everything like that. And then like you meet them like a day later and they're like, dude, I feel like a superhero. Like
Yeah.
I don't care at all. Ayla.
Your dog tries to eat the camera every single time.
No, she's just like playing with her bone or whatever, and like
She got it mixed up.
and like she like accidentally bit the leg of the tripod.
Yo, your dog might be.
Yeah. All right, dude, this getting
Acoustic,
dry
dude.
as all hell.
Yeah, we should do some therapy.
Yeah. But before we do that, I do actually have something to show you.
Okay, show me.
So there's this guy, and he likes to talk about his experience with addiction and try and help people.
Addiction.
And he's probably one of his most popular videos is him talking about a day in the life of being addicted to cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to play a short bit of it. And I just want to get your opinion or your thoughts on the way he's explaining the story. I'll read out some comments to you afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
2 to 3 fifths of vodka a day is not a fucking party, man. I would wake up at 6:30 in the morning because I passed out the night before, fucking going through alcohol withdrawal. Not being able to eat, wanting to fucking vomit, shaking my fucking ass off, trying to get into the shower so I can leave to go get alcohol in my system. I mean, I would literally stop at a 7-Eleven on fucking Huntington Beach, on Beach Boulevard, and literally buy a case of 99 bananas. Why? Because as an alcoholic, you don't give a fuck how it tastes. You care about the alcohol percentage, and that shit would get me fucked up. And I would slam some Red Bulls. I'd be smoking cigarettes on my way to work with fucking Coke in my truck, and I'm going to do some fat-ass fucking rails before I get in because I'm going to pass out now soon. You can't slam a fifth of vodka and not fucking pass out. I would stop, I'd pick up another fifth of vodka, I'd hit my plug up, tell him I need him to hook me up here in a couple hours, and I would fucking be doing rails of fucking Coke in my car. Now I'd go inside, I'd start a fucking sales meeting, fucking managers meeting. The receptionist would show up, I'd grab her, tell her that we're gonna go fucking hook up upstairs. We'd be in the bathroom fucking, and I'd hold her head down while she's snorting a line of fucking Coke, and then I'd do a line after her, fucking nutting her and go back to work, dude, and my wife worked there. And I was banging half the fucking employees there.
Can I see how this guy looks?
Yeah.
Dude, I want to become an addiction, bro. I want to be in an addiction.
So I'm gonna read you some comments on this video, because obviously I get what he's trying to do, and he's just trying to say like this is like what a day of my life is like. This is a day having
Dude,
no
that's an
feelings.
awesome day.
And here's some of the comments. Any advice on someone trying to start this lifestyle? Bro doesn't realize how legendary he is. No one can tell me this dude doesn't love it. Look at the passion he's bragging about.
Yeah, it sounded like bragging, not fucking.
Bro is living the life. Sounds like a blast. Bro got me convinced. Let's do it. God, you are the coolest man on the planet.
Yeah, this guy's starting more addictions than he's stopping, dude.
Any advice on how to how to start this lifestyle is a crazy. He definitely reached the wrong.
Yeah, you got the wrong audience. Man. Yo.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was that supposed to be like a PSA or was that supposed to be like an inspirational video?
That's gotta be inspirational for sure.
Because that was insane, right? Like,
that should be a Hope Corps video, dude.
Should we change his video into a chorus?
Put the fucking
That's
music.
crazy. So yeah, I just want to get your thoughts, man. Like, what do you think if you saw that video, you would be like, okay, I'm not going to do cocaine?
If I was on the edge of addiction and
Yeah.
I'm like, life could go either way,
Yeah.
that would make me a bigger addict.
Yeah, like that was why.
That sounded like, and
Yeah.
you don't care, you just want to do it. Like fucking, let's go, dude.
Yeah, man, I don't get it. I don't get the relationship between like him telling that story and people not doing cocaine.
No, he was
after.
definitely bragging, dude.
That
He
was
definitely
a little,
bragging.
little humble brag. Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely bragging. He's trying to tell people what's up.
Yeah. Well, let's do some
Anyways,
chocolate therapy,
yeah,
I guess.
chocolate
yeah.
therapy. Okay, I
Alright,
thought this was
that bit
interesting.
would've gone better.
How come you can't accidentally make a baby? How come you can accidentally make a baby, but you can't accidentally make a pepperoni pizza?
That's crazy. How do you accidentally make a baby?
Sometimes your nut just goes. This is all I'm saying is if you could nut into pizza dough and make pepperoni pizza, there'd be a lot more pepperoni pizzas around.
That's insane.
You don't think so? If guys could nut into pizza dough and make pepperoni pizza, you don't think there'd be a lot more pepperoni pizza?
I didn't think in my 27 years of life that I'd be sitting here with another man and have him look me dead in the eyes and say those words. Whoever asked that question, fuck you. I wish I was the person that I was 5 minutes ago before I heard that. That's crazy. Next question?
Shout out whoever said that, bro. Shout out whoever said that, dog.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Should I move out the lower mainland and buy a farm in the middle of nowhere? Question mark.
Absolutely. But it's going to be just as expensive as living in the
Yeah,
lower
no, that was
mainland.
insane. You acting like Canadian house prices go down the
Yeah.
further you get out of the city.
There's nowhere in British Columbia that I can afford to live.
No, definitely not. No.
Yeah. That's crazy though, because like if I work here, I can't just like buy a house up north. I have to buy it as a rental property and then I have to pay a higher down payment. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
So you can buy a property like near where you work and you can buy that as your primary residence. But if you want to buy something like up north where you're like, okay, I just want this property, it has to be a rental property.
Yeah.
And then you have to pay a higher down payment. You can't pay a lower down payment on a rental property.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, like,
I feel
so
like
if you
I
have
should
a
be able to-
remote job and you try to go farther away, you have to pay a higher down payment.
Yeah, because then it's like, no, that's a rental property. That's not your primary residence.
I feel like there's ways around that.
Yeah, I mean, there must be, but it just doesn't feel fair because it's like I can't afford to live here, but I want to buy a house elsewhere.
Well,
Because
what are you
it's
gonna do,
because
commute
it's
from Prince George
well,
to
no,
Vancouver.
That's what I'm saying. But like because it's elsewhere, it has to be a rental property. But I feel like if it's a rental property and it's here, then I understand the low. Like you have to pay a higher down payment because it's like people who are living here. You know, they're trying to buy their primary residence. I understand the equality that you're trying to create.
Yes.
But like, if I'm buying something up north, I should be able to buy it at a rental property and just put $5,000 down or something.
Yeah, but the issue is there's people up north who are trying to buy houses as primary residence too.
There's just less people there, though. I feel like the house to people ratio is
Dude,
definitely.
that's like a huge problem right now because
is there?
every asshole from Vancouver was like, I have a remote job, I can do anywhere, and just moved out of the city. And now they have like, they went and like jacked up the house prices everywhere else. Like
How did them moving there jack up the house prices?
Well,
though?
because in COVID, so many people left that like other people were like, oh, we can sell these houses for like way more expensive.
Oh, because all these people are moving out here
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Everyone realized they live in a shoebox in Vancouver and was like, hey, we can go do this. The same thing happened in like Ontario, Quebec, kind of like
Interesting.
close to the border.
Yeah.
They all like moved to Nova Scotia because of their like work from home jobs. And then like Nova Scotia and New Brunswick,
Oh,
now
interesting.
everyone who lives there is like, I can't fucking buy a house here because all these yuppies from
Ontario and Quebec.
yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. So I sound like one of them when I say that.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, okay.
That's
My
why I said,
apologies.
bro, you gotta
I apologize.
backtrack that. Yeah.
I would live on a farm though if I could afford it.
Oh, 100%.
I would live-
What
I
would
would
be
live on a
your
ranch.
what would be your like cattle of choice? Your or would you be like a, you know,
I would
what,
just have
what
a-
would you farm? What would you farm?
I would just have a ranch, you know. I would just
like cows.
have like I would just have a big property and some some goats.
Goats?
And they would just eat the grass.
That sounds
and chill.
just about right coming from you. I would have pizza dough.
All right. I just wish that question wasn't on there. But no, yeah, dude, I would definitely have like a couple horses. You know what I mean? So, like, I would have a bunch of dogs, dude. If I lived on a big property, I'd have like fucking like a pack of dogs.
But like useful dogs?
Yeah, like all like big dogs, like my dog, like would be like farm dogs.
No, but like useful dogs.
Yeah, they would protect the livestock.
Yeah, no, but I mean like useful dogs.
Describe useful dogs.
Not Ayla.
Ayla's useful. What are you saying? My dog isn't useful?
No, your dog is not useful.
Yes, she is.
For what purpose? She can't herd.
Cart pulling, herding, and livestock protection. That's literally
Rottweilers cannot herd.
Rottweilers are literally herding dogs.
They're not. They're not.
You're actually so dumb.
No.
They were bred to pull carts, herd, and guard livestock.
How down bad do you have to be like, hey, I need this dog to pull my cart right now?
That's originally what they were bred for. Were pulling carts.
In what country? What backwards ass country? Yeah, okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah. What do you got to say about that, dude? You gonna defend Germany now?
No, I'm not.
Do it.
I'm saying they're backwards
Yeah,
for
that's
getting
right.
dogs to pull their fucking carts.
An idiot.
Dude. Can't find a
You
fucking
talk shit about like, my dog, dude.
Can't find a mule, a
Ayla.
horse, a cow.
Kill.
Holy shit!
Jumps over. Yeah, she is looking. I'm joking. Relax. She's like, I want Sri Lankan for dinner.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought Rottweilers were specifically bred to just look scary and bite people.
No, so they couldn't be used as police dogs. So they were used as police dogs, but they have ADD. So like they'd be like chasing like a serial killer, and then there's like a bird, and they just like run the other way. Yeah, that's why they had stopped using them as police dogs. And the other thing is that their bite force is way too hard. It's like with a German Shepherd, they bite and they can hold down, they can pull the person to the ground. The Rottweiler will like bite, hold on, and then they'll pull the arm off. So like the person's not going to the ground, the arm is just off. Yeah, it's kind of sick.
Dude, I didn't know Rottweilers were from Invincible, bro. That's crazy.
From Invincible? I haven't seen the show.
TV show? Oh,
No,
it's a good show.
that's like Homelander guy, but like cartoon.
Omni-Man, yeah.
Omni-Man.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah. This is a crazy pod. I feel like I rather wish we were drunk right now.
Yeah.
This pod's been weird, dude.
It has been weird. I felt weird the whole time.
Yeah. Should we just try again? Try again another time? just keep doing this?
We got to find a good in-between where we're like a little bit drunk, but a little bit sober.
Yeah. What I could do is I can mash the last episode and this episode. And it can have one coherent episode. Yeah.
Yo, for sure. How far are we into this?
We're an hour in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe a
It's
chill
a nice
episode.
day.
It's a nice day. We got to enjoy the sun and everything like that. Yeah, we'll just try and get some clips out there. You know, this is a pod special for the people who listen to the full pod, you know, just so we can get one out. But
Yeah.
I feel like most of our, you know, engagement comes from these clips anyways, right?
Yeah, dude. Definitely. This is like you're home alone for 5 minutes. You're trying to get one off really quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sufficient. It works. You get it off, but it's not like enjoyable, you know? No?
I just can't have you talk about this topic anymore after the pepperoni pizza thing. I don't think I ever want to hear you talk about pizza or this.
Dude, I love pepperoni pizza, dude.
I don't think I can ever eat pepperoni pizza again, ever. You turned it so weird. It got so bad, dude. Anyways, we're going to Nepal. We're out of here.
Yeah.
This is a nice chill episode.
Cool, man.
Yeah. All right.
Deuces.
It's a Chocolate Cowboys podcast where the good times always last. So grab your white monster and watch them ponder. It's a Chocolate Cowboys podcast. A couple of buddies who think they're funny. Are they brothers or do they have feelings for each other? It's a Chocolate Cowboys podcast.